Yes, it's that time of the year again when the Pixel gets the biggest discount of all time. And this time, it's the Pixel 9 that will be available at 35,999 down from 80k. And that's a discount of 44,000 rupees. So yeah, steal deal, right? There's actually some spicy competition in the form of the Snapdragon S24, which now comes with, like I said, Snapdragon. And this will be also going under 40k. So the big question is, should you buy the Pixel 9 or should you buy the S24 Snapdragon? Well, time to clear credit card bills and let's get on with it. But first off, what's really good about the Pixel 9 at this new crazy deal price, right? See, a lot of you, almost all of you, actually everyone, all of you are going to love how this looks and feels. And especially if you love compact phones. I mean, this is very comfortable, has that boxy design, rounded edges, that huge camera visor, so they'll always know it's a Pixel in your hands. And mind you, this, especially in pink, gets a lot of attention. And this weighs in at 198 grams, so not very lightweight, not very hefty. And you'll kind of like the heft that it carries, feels very solid and premium in the hand. Now, one thing to note, this is not as compact as, say, the Galaxy S24, which is like a proper small phone. The Pixel 9 is more like the X200 FE or the iPhone 16. You get the idea. And this not only looks flagshipy, this has got all the premium features you expect from a more higher-end phone. And it's got Gorilla Glass Victus 2 on the front and back. It's got the aluminum frame. It's got the IP68 rating, wireless charging, USB 3 port, yes, and even an ultrasonic fingerprint scanner, all of which you generally won't find under 40k. The 6.3-inch 120Hz OLED display is also very good. It's very color accurate, gets very bright outdoors, and the screen itself is as good as it gets for watching videos and movies. And it's smooth too. I mean, it's not LTPO, it's LTPS, so 60Hz, 120Hz only, but the display quality is top notch. Even the stereo speakers are some of the best I've heard in this price range, very loud with proper separation. And you know what, the moment you use the Pixel 9, you're going to fall in love with the software and the haptics. It's just very tight. I mean, this is great if you're someone who enjoys the Pixel experience. No bloatware, clean UI, the cool bouncy animations, those crispy little vibrations everywhere. And that's all, you get the Pixel feature drop updates every 3 months, which bring really cool new features. You get the latest Android updates on the very first day. And yeah, you're also getting the new Material 3 expressive design language, which is coming soon, so nothing's really matching this experience. Another area where it's better than the Galaxy S24 is that this has 12GB RAM and 256GB UFS 3.1 storage in the base variant at a lower price, while the S24 has 8 plus 128GB in the base variant. Now, I know there was a time when the Pixel cameras were just legendary. They was just out of the world. But yeah, they've kind of lost their status now. But the cameras under 40k are still very good. I've been testing things versus the Galaxy S24, and we found the Pixel 9 main camera to be actually better in general, with better details, less noise, and even its ultra wide is sharper at times. I mean, it's 48 megapixel versus 12 megapixels, so you see the difference. Now, Samsung has the advantage with the dedicated 3x telephoto, and it is better with portraits. You get better edge detection, the blur is better, and the S24 also clicks better zoom shots, and the Pixel isn't bad, especially with its AI-powered super res zoom, but yeah, the S24 wins here. I also like the S24 selfies more, and the Pixel shots sometimes have this reddish tone and kind of look over-processed. Now, as for the videos, this is something that will probably give you a better idea. I mean, this right now is being shot on the Pixel 9, so just take it in, absorb. And now this is being shot on the Galaxy S24, so what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. Look, if you ask me in terms of cameras, I choose the Pixel for the main camera and the ultra-wide. It just has a slight edge over the S24. But yeah, Samsung is just more versatile with better portrait shots, zoom shots, selfies. Now, I know so far the Pixel 9 deal seems like a match made in heaven, but you know what? It's not all sunshine and rainbows and clouds and unicorns and sillycorns and there are a few concerns, actually 3 of them. First up, yeah, you guessed it right, the performance with the infamous Tensor chipset, which I know isn't the most powerful. I mean, it's definitely no match to the 8 Gen 3 in terms of benchmarks, but how is the real world performance? See, I'd say day-to-day performance is really solid. Everything seems well optimized, apps open fast, no lags or stutter when multitasking. And Ritik, yeah, this guy, from our team has been using the Pixel 9 as his daily driver for quite some time, and he believes that the updates have made the phone better and more optimized. So day-to-day, all good, but you know what? This is not a gaming phone. Definitely not. Here's why. See, first up, BGMI supports 60 FPS at max, and that's fine, and it runs fine too, no problems here. Even the FPS test is fine, and the temperatures also remain very normal when playing BGMI for long hours, but something like Wuthering Waves is just choppy AF. I mean, you can look at the difference in the average FPS between the Pixel and the S24, and you kind of get it that the Pixel is not a gaming phone. Now, as for the heating issues, I know the previous Pixels were kind of known for having heating issues, but this one feels a little different. See, what we've noticed is that the phone does not get hot in day-to-day usage, and we've only seen it getting hot after a session of, say, Wuthering Waves. The phone also got warm when playing a 4K HDR video for, a couple of minutes or longer. But other than that, there's been no heating issues, no random heating, no heating in day-to-day usage, like I said. Now, on to the second big concern, which is the battery, and the battery here is surprisingly decent. I mean, it's not going to match the 6,000, 7,000 mAh beasts that we have out there, but this seems to have better battery life when compared to the S24. I mean, we were testing both of these phones side by side. We charged them to 100%, ran all our benchmark tests, camera tests, and at the end of it all, this had 10% more battery left compared to the S24 while having a SIM card inside, so better battery for sure. Now, if you're wondering about the SOT in regular usage with some casual BGMI, social media, calls, etc., you can expect a screen on time for around 5.5 hours, which, like I said, is on the decent sort of range. Now, as for the charging, it's a Pixel. It charges very slow, kind of like the S24, and it takes over 1.5 hours to charge. Now, third big concern, it's the connectivity, which has always been like the Pixel talking point in India. Now, to be fair, Pixel 9 seems to be one of the better ones, not like the older Pixels. I mean, it's got the newer Samsung modems that are better and we didn't face any call drops or random internet disconnection issues. But yeah, compared to other phones, this seems to be a bit inconsistent in terms of, internet speeds when using Geo. And that can be a problem if you live in an average network area or if you travel a lot. And no problems with Airtel, but somehow Geo is not the best on this phone. Also, one thing to note for dual SIM users, this has one physical SIM and dual SIM with eSIM support, so just something to note. So here's the big question. Go for the Pixel 9 at 36K or, stretch a little more and go for the Snapdragon S24 at 40K. Look, I personally think the S24 Snapdragon version is the more practical phone out of the two. Better performance when put under stress, and more than anything, 8 Gen 3 just seems more reliable when compared to Tensor, considering the reputation. It's also got a more versatile camera setup with the telephoto, the better selfie camera. Now, I know I've been pretty vocal in not recommending the older Pixels out there like the Pixel 8a or 8 or 7, but the Pixel 9 just seems better. I mean, this has got one thing that the S24 just doesn't, and that's personality. And with the design, the Pixel experience, the haptics, all of that makes the Pixel 9 kind of exclusive and unique. Plus, the cameras are pretty good for the price, even better than the S24 at times. It's got more storage, which is important. And unlike the Pixels of the past, this seems more sorted in terms of battery, thermals, and connectivity. It's not perfect, you can obviously tell, but it's a Pixel that isn't as disappointing as the reputation makes it to be. Now, I know the Pixels have this reputation, and I know the older Pixels went very good, but I want to know from more Pixel 9 users, if there are any, how has your experience been like? Drop them down in the comment section below so that everyone can know. And thanks for watching. If you still have any more questions, comment below. I'll see you in the next one.